In this video, I am testing out the latest DJI flight update for the DJI Mini 3 Pro and why, unfortunately, this is the end of the line for this drone. So admittedly, I haven't actually flown the DJI Mini 3 Pro in ages, ever since getting the Mini 4 Pro. This is my choice of these two small drones. But I really wanted to see what the latest firmware was for the Mini 3 Pro, what new features it brought, what was different about it since I last flew this drone. But I was really shocked to see that there hasn't actually been a new firmware update for the Mini 3 Pro since July 17th. And that update, just like usual, is as vague as ever, just says fixes known bugs. But that said, the DJI Mini 3 Pro is still a fantastic drone. I have captured some of my best footage on this drone. This is why I'm not selling it. It's a sentimental value for me. But you might also be a new owner of the DJI Mini 3 Pro. So I want to actually go and actually fully test this, see what it's like, see how it compares to the Mini 4 Pro. I'll go through the settings menu and see if anything's been added, anything's been taken away, and hopefully give you some tips along the way as well. If you just picked up the Mini 3 Pro, you're 100% going to learn something. So stick around to the end of this video, and then we'll talk about why this is probably going to be the end for this drone. So I got this drone off the shelf, blew all the dust off it, put some fresh propellers on, and then spent about 10 minutes looking for this old relic controller. I went to one of my favorite locations in the Lake District to test this firmware out. Now, one thing I noticed straight away is just how quiet this drone was. I'm going to have to test this again, but compared to the Mini 4 Pro, this sounds much quieter. Literally, once I had this drone like a couple of meters away, I could barely hear it. It was fantastic. And all the footage is going to be filming in 4K 30 in the D Cine-like color profile, and I was really impressed, even though this is an old drone, at just how good this footage still looks. So one thing I wanted to check first of all, and this is crucial before every flight, especially if you're a new drone owner, is to go through the settings and make sure everything has been set up correctly, especially some key settings. I've not flown this drone for ages, so I wanted to make sure that my settings that I used last time were still applicable now. So let's switch to the voiceover, and I'm going to show you some of these settings before we move on. Okay, so one thing you really need to check is your settings before every flight. So if you click in the top right hand corner where those three dots are, this will bring up your settings menu. So this is the latest DJI flight and firmware update. Then we're going to move across to the safety menu. This is the first tab. So obstacle avoidance action, bypass, brake or off. Most of the time you want this set to bypass. Now I do turn my sensors off quite a lot. This is because I've got experience flying drones and I want to have full control. If you're flying low or through gaps, you want to have utmost control over that drone. And if the sensors are on, it's going to make some slight movements and adjustments because it thinks it's going to crash. So you need to have that control when flying in more risky environments. You want to make sure you don't have turned on disable sideways flight, otherwise you're not going to be able to fly sideways. And you want to always switch on your radar map. This is in the bottom left hand corner. It will give you a radar indicator for any obstacles in that area and also your drone's position. And a few of the most important settings are coming up now, and these can change with any firmware update, so make sure your max altitude is set correctly. In most countries it's going to be 120 meters, 400 feet. So if you go over that, it's at your own risk, but make sure this is set at the right values. Sometimes it might be set at like 30 meters, and then you're wondering why my drone won't go any higher, and it's normally because of that. Advanced safety settings at the bottom of this menu. If the drone was to lose signal, you want it to come back to you, which is return to home, RTH. Have that set again 90% of the time, unless your home point is changing regularly, like maybe you're cycling a bike, you want the drone then to hover. And onto the next tab under control, gain and expo tuning. This is going to allow you to actually change the speed of that aircraft. So especially in cine and normal, you want to play around with these values. Now I found by default the drone just moves far too fast and erratic. So especially my gimbal motion, I have these turned down. You can actually screenshot this if you want to make sure that my gimbal motion is really nice and smooth and consistent. Now under camera you have two color profiles, normal and D Cine-like. So normal, everything is done for you, but for the best quality you want to use D Cine-like. This is a flat color profile like this, but then you can color grade it and really get some fantastic colors out of this drone. This is going to be the best in terms of quality, so I'm always using that. And grid lines, these really do help in the framing, so make sure that those two are switched on. Then under style sharpness, I have this turned down to -1 sharpness. So onto the drone itself, let's have a look at some of the best features on here. So photos and videos are great, but you've also got spotlight mode. So all you do is you just drag a box around something. Let's have a drag around this island here. And in spotlight mode, you've got up to 4K 30. What's great about spotlight mode is it handles all the gimbal motion for you. So all you have to do is actually just turn left or right on the controller sticks and you get this really smooth, fantastic looking shot. Just like this. You've really got to try spotlight mode and it works great even on the Mini 3 Pro. And if you press down on the battery icon, you can get information now about how long you've got in the air, how long until a forced landing. And the battery on the Mini 3 Pro is brilliant, better than the Mini 4 Pro. And just look at some of these shots, a nice dolly shots that you can do easily on the Mini 3 Pro. So far so good. I mean, everything is working great on this drone. Let's switch to photos. So photos on here, use JPEG and RAW. So just getting this framed up here quickly, take a photo, it will get enhanced image quality done automatically for you and a great looking photo there. And then you can also switch up the camera. It has vertical photos and videos. So you can also take vertical photos. This is something you can't do on like the DJI Air 3S. I've always thought that the photos coming from the Mini 3 Pro, Mini 4 Pro, Mini 4K are super impressive. Just make sure you go to your settings and you have JPEG and RAW and the 4:3 aspect ratio switched on. You want JPEG and RAW on because then you can actually edit your RAW photos if you want to. Now if you hold down the home button on the controller or click the icon on the screen, the drone will automatically return back to you. So it will actually climb to the actual height you've set in the settings and then automatically return back to that home point, and that works great. And this is why sometimes buying an older drone like this, everything has been ironed out. It's all working perfectly. Some lovely reflections on the water here. Take another photo, enhanced photo quality automatically done. Look at that shot there. And you can also go to the 180 degrees photos. This will actually now automatically take loads of different shots, stitch them all together for you, and you're left with this. And I do have one more video on the DJI Mini 3 Pro coming, so you'll have to actually stay tuned for that, but that's also going to be a really good one. So actually, I was really impressed with the DJI Mini 3 Pro. Normally when you fly older drones, it's like, yeah, they're starting to show their age a bit, the technology's not as good, they're missing on features, especially compared to like the new drones like the Mini 4 Pro, the DJI Air 3S. But the Mini 3 Pro still for me is a fantastic drone. I would say the only dated part of this whole thing is the DJI RC. Whilst this is still a good controller, have a built-in screen, because it doesn't have external antennas like the DJI RC2, the signal's not going to be as good, but it's more than good enough for majority of people. But the software definitely feels slower. When navigating through the menus, actually changing some settings, it's certainly not as snappy as the DJI RC2. But generally, it's not like a huge difference. Going back to flying the DJI Mini 3 Pro, I could easily go back to using this as the only small drone I use. And a lot of the photos and videos I was able to capture on this Mini 3 Pro, if I was to compare this and put side by sides on the screen between this and the Mini 4 Pro, you really would have a hard time in actually telling that difference. But in terms of the Mini 3 Pro, I do 100% now think it has reached its end. We haven't seen that new firmware since July. There's not going to be any new features on here. You might see the odd bug fix or known issues fix. And this is only if like a lot of people contact DJI and say, I'm having issues with this, or I'm having problems with my controller, this thing isn't working. But everything that I tested today was working really good. I had no issues with it. The firmware was working good. The flyout was working fine. All the settings are there. Everything is working just as expected. There was no issues. And this drone came out in May 2022. I think really advanced for its time with the features that you got on this. But it's clear DJI are now prioritizing the Mini 4 Pro, the Air 3S, the DJI Neo, and new drones coming soon as well. You're not going to be getting any new features on the DJI Mini 3 Pro. I know loads of you guys are asking me, when are we getting the AI features from the Mini 4 Pro on the Mini 3 Pro? When are we going to be able to actually look out of the obstacle avoidance sensors like you can on here? You're not. That's never going to happen, unfortunately. This has now reached its peak, and it really is a great drone. Don't let that put you off. you can get this drone used for really good prices now. You can still actually buy the Mini 3 Pro on the DJI website as a refurbished drone. DJI just aren't selling this as a new drone anymore, but you can get some really good deals. And if you have a DJI Mini 3 Pro, I have my own website with settings, cheat sheets, video LUTs. These show you how to get the very most out of your drone. These handy digital guides allow you to have the knowledge with you wherever you go. They tell you the best settings to use, like all the settings I was using in today's video. So I'm going to link them at the top of the description. And if you have a DJI Mini 4 Pro, I also have this in a physical format as well, going through all the different settings in this handy booklet guide. So you can actually clip this onto your bag. You can have this with you all the time, or you can get digital versions. So if you want to go check this website out, I'm going to link it at the top of the description. I really do hope you enjoyed this. If you have a Mini 3 Pro and you still enjoy these update videos, these settings, some knowledge on that Mini 3 Pro, just let me know, and I'll be really interested to actually hear if you still want Mini 3 Pro content. If you do, hit that subscribe button because I've got a lot of videos coming really soon. And I'll see you guys on the next one. Bye bye.